Hey guys, let me tell you about my day. It was fine. For once, I went to work early. I went to work at 8, and I got off at 1. That was perfectly fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until I get home after picking up my friend from work later on. This actually happened about maybe 15-20 minutes ago. So I was on the phone with my husband. Everything was fine, but I was in a mood because I know this is probably a little bit of TMI, but I started my period today, and I'm cramping, and I get moody, and my mood is everywhere. All the girls know this. All girls go through this. And pretty much he said that I'm using my period as an excuse to be moody. And then eventually he said something around saying that I need to stop being such a bitch. Yeah. He called me a bitch. That doesn't fly by with me. And keep in mind that we were on the phone when he said that. And I'm like, what did you just call me? And he said, exactly what I said. You need to stop being such a bitch. And I'm like, why would you call me a bitch? I'm moody. I'm in pain. He doesn't see that. With the 2.5 years that we've been together, he's never called me a bitch. He wouldn't have dared. But ever since we got married, it turned for the worst. Honestly. I'm fed up with this shit. I'm tired of dealing with it. If this is how I'm going to be treated, I don't want to be in it. Well, and also, as you can see, I got my nails done yesterday. Because I needed to get it fixed anyway. And my husband obviously had to say something about this. Like, he texted me. Sorry, I'm stretching my back. He said, I think when he texted me yesterday, asking me what I was doing, and I said I was getting my nails done. And then he texted me about another 2 hours later, because that's how long it kind of took to get my nails done, because it was like a little bit complicated. But I texted him back, and I told him I just got my nails done, and they were finished and shit. And he said, how do they look? And I said, they look great. And I sent him a picture, and he said, that looks cool. But you could have probably did it in a different color. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? And he's like, it doesn't match your hair, it doesn't match your car, it doesn't match anything. Like, who the fuck cares if it matches or not? This is for St. Patrick's Day, since March is coming up. Seriously. What the hell? I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. I'm done with it. I'm so over it. I feel like I just can't do this anymore. Yeah, with the 2.5 years that Austin and I have been together, he's never called me a bitch. So that's a first. In shock? Yes. Infuriated? Yes. 100%. And I have all right to be mad. And he's like, I didn't call you that, I was just stating something. I'm like, saying that I need to stop being such a bitch. Yes, you called me a bitch. What is that you don't understand? If you said something saying with the word you in it, he's referring it to me. I can't believe he did that. 2.5 years going down the freaking drain. 2.5 freaking years. I'm so over it. I'm so done with the bullshit. And I said that in a lot of my videos, saying that I was done, but then yet I don't want to give up. Honestly, I am done. I really am done this time. And I freaking mean it. He's just pissing me off. And I forget what he said. I didn't mean to say it loudly. But saying that you don't need to piss me off any further. And he took offense to that. And that's because he did piss me off. More than anything tonight. And after, maybe about an hour on the phone, I hung up on him. I was pissed. I was still pissed that he called me a bitch. He has some nerve to say that to me. I would never have expected him to say something like that towards me. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm on my period. I'm moody. I'm cramping up. My body hurts. I don't feel good. But yet, he wants to make that an excuse to call me a bitch. And he thinks I'm making up excuses for myself. He can say what he wants and I can say what I want. But let me tell you, I am sick and tired of this bullshit. It's so repetitive. Ever since we got married, it got 10 times worse. I was so over it. After like the 4th or 5th month, I was like, no. He's starting to treat me differently. I'm not gonna tolerate this at all. But yeah, I still stuck with him. And I've been seeking counseling. Because, sorry, I keep messing with my headphones. Because I need it. Because my anxiety, my depression is up. And honestly, it's Austin's fault. It really is. I have no other explanation for that. He's just making this relationship so much more difficult than it was before. I don't know what changed in him. It's like the guy I used to love so fucking much is gone. Because, to be truthfully honest, I'm falling out of love. Not even more now, since he called me a bitch, telling me that I should do this and do that, and telling me what I can and cannot do. And he keeps pressuring me into moving to South Carolina with him. I mean, I wouldn't mind moving to South Carolina if we had a place of our own. Instead, because I don't feel comfortable living with his grandma. I hardly know her. I've only met her like twice. One time when I met her in person for the first time when we were first started dating. And then the second time was when I was at his boot camp graduation in August. That was the last time I've seen her. Other than that, nothing. This really, really makes me not want to go. I mean, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go in the first place anyway. But now, he's really pushing that boundary. Because I swear to God, if he calls me a bitch again, I will fly my happy ass over to Japan and give him divorce papers and give him the rings back. And everything he's given me back. I'm not playing anymore. And I mean it. Because I'm not going to deal with this shit anymore. He's treated me so bad. So bad. Especially in the last month. Like, for Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day was Friday. I literally had to tell him. Because I said Happy Valentine's Day to him, not once, but twice. Twice. And he never said it back. And then after I pointed it out, he said, Happy Valentine's Day, LOL. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Dude, he does not take me seriously. He never has. Even when we met, he never took me seriously. But that was tolerable for us at first because we just started dating. Then as time went on, he got ugly. After maybe about the issues started happening around I believe January or February of 19, after we got engaged. So it was a little bit after. Excuse me again, jeez, indigestion. But yeah, the issues didn't start to progress until after we got married. Honestly, now that I think back on it, I wish we waited to see where it went before we made a final decision. But now that we're married, everything went downhill from there. Usually the first year is the hardest for some people. Sometimes it's blissful for others. For Austin and I, it has been the hardest year we've ever been through. And trying to get through this rough patch. I mean, Austin and I have been fighting constantly. Like, we almost got into 2 fights this past week. And I admit, one of them I did almost start. And then I just said, nope, not doing it. Because I'm literally tired of arguing with him. Because sometimes I'm in the wrong, and sometimes he's in the wrong. He doesn't admit he's in the wrong, but I admit that. Some of the things I have said to him probably weren't the nicest things, but sometimes you have to be aggressive in order to get your point across. But with Austin, even if I get aggressive, which I try not to, because I tend to lose my temper pretty easily, I try to be subtle with him and try to be calm and content. But he really pushes that when he tries to do something stupid. Like, earlier when we were starting out our conversation, he thought I called him stupid. I didn't. It's the stupid little things that he does that pisses me off. And he's like, you're saying that I'm stupid. I'm like, no. And then he kept, wow, that's not even a word. He kept interrupting me when I was trying to speak with him. And I said, will you let me talk for a fucking second? And then he finally shut up. After I had said that twice. And I said, you need to stop this. Your attitude has got to change. I know mine does too, but really, you keep this going, you keep this annoying attitude towards me that I am not going to keep tolerating. And then I said, I never said you were stupid. It's the things you do that are stupid, not you. But knowing Austin, he still took offense to that. Duh. Men like to think they're always right. Austin has always been like that. He is cocky as fuck. He's extremely self-centered. Only thinks about himself. And I was literally about to break down into tears. Because I never felt so hurt before. More hurt than I have ever been before. I'm hurt that he called me a bitch out of anger. And then being an asshole and not acknowledging my thoughts and feelings. That's exactly what me and my therapist always talked about. Excuse me. Man, I'm having really bad indigestion. If I keep burping like that, I'm sorry. But, that's what I keep talking with my therapist about. Feelings. And he actually did give a good point that Austin needs to start pointing out my I feel statements. That's a really smart thing to do. That he needs to write down all of the I feel statements that he gets from me. Because honestly, he does make me feel like shit. He really fucking does. And I was so upset. I told my best friend that. She's pissed. She's pissed that he called me that. And yet he claims that he didn't call me a bitch and that he was just stating that I needed to stop. Like, technically, you did call me a bitch. You technically, you fucking did. Because you put the word you in it. Saying you need to stop being such a bitch. And I was at my wit's end. I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm done. And then, it was about maybe 45 minutes to an hour into our conversation on the phone. And then I just got so angry and irritated that I just hung up on him. And then he blew up my phone at least 5 times. I refused to answer. Plus, I was on the phone with one of my friends anyway, so I couldn't really answer it anyway. I didn't want to hang up on my friend and be like, hold on. So, no, I'm not like that. If I'm in a conversation with a friend, I don't answer any other phone calls. And then, I texted him after the 4th or 5th time he called, and I said, I'm busy, and then the last thing he said was okay. But I haven't talked to him for about maybe 15, 20 minutes, tops, because I was just so frustrated. I wanted to listen to music and calm down before, if I decide to call him back, which most likely I won't because he pissed me off so bad. And I am going to tell my mom in the morning. Especially with Austin being an asshole. Yeah, my mom has a right to know. Oh my god. And if I tell her, she's probably going to message him and be like, don't you ever call my daughter a bitch again. Which, I honestly don't care if mom messages him anymore. I really don't. I don't care if my mom messages him and say, you do not call your wife a bitch. Just because she's moody and that she's on her period. And he's like, she's just using that as an excuse to be a bitch. Or something like that. Like, or he'll just say that, I'm just saying that I'm on my period as an excuse to be rude. No, I try not to be rude, especially on my period. Because when I'm on my period, I'm extremely irritable, I'm extremely moody, I get really emotional for no fucking reason. Pretty much like what a pregnant woman is. Except, it's not as bad. But, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Should I leave? Or should I stay to work it out? Hell if I know. I just really don't know anymore. Wait, crap. Oh. Sorry, I had a cramp. Like, right in my abdomen area. But men just don't understand. Austin doesn't understand a woman's pain. When she's in pain, you shouldn't be belittling her. Because that's what Austin does to me. He belittles me. Makes me feel unimportant. He's been doing that for months now. That I'm not as important as his video games or his drinking or hanging out with his friends. Honestly, if one of his, I really think one of his friends should catch on to say, hey, look, Wing, you need to start talking to your wife a lot more. She could be missing you right now. And I know you miss her, but you don't talk to her. Don't you think she would be upset about that? I am half tempted to message one of his buddies and be like, hey, this is Wing's wife. I need you to do me a huge favor and try to get Austin to fix things. Convince him to start opening up to me more, start helping me fix things. Because lately, he's been wanting me to fix this marriage on my own. I'm not doing it. Because I can't do it alone. He expects me to do it alone. But how? Hell no. It takes two to make a marriage work, not one. God made Adam and Eve for a reason. Man and woman. But oh my God. The vows we said at our wedding pretty much mean nothing to him. He promised he would keep himself open to me and let me in on his innermost fears, secrets, hopes, and dreams. Something like that. I have his vows written somewhere. Well, we typed it and sent it to our minister who married us. Excuse me. I'm starting to get tired. But yeah. It seems to him that the vows we made at our wedding doesn't even matter. Don't get me wrong, my wedding was one of the happiest days of my life. It really was. But I think I married the wrong guy. Oh my God. Guys, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at a loss. I don't know what more I can do to help my marriage. When only one person is putting forth effort. And that person's me. He'd rather spend his time playing video games or going out and drinking with his buddies. He'd rather not talk to me. And he claims that he put his game down the other day when I got mad and I hung up on him. This is the second time that I've hung up on him. Because I was pissed. And he said that I need to lose the attitude. If you understand what a woman goes through with her body, because a woman goes through more shit than men do. Women are more emotional than men are. That's given by nature. Women are supposed to be more emotional than men are. And I'm not saying that men don't have a heart. I never said that. I know Austin has a heart somewhere. But right now, I just don't see a future happening for us. And if this keeps going, divorce might be on the table. I don't want to put that on there. But if I have to, I will. In order for me to get better myself, and for Austin to get better himself. And, honestly, I'm falling out of love. Honestly. I'm capable of falling back in love again with him. But he just needs to fix our relationship first. He needs to put our relationship first. Well, not just our relationship first, but himself. And whenever he puts himself first, well, that's actually kind of what he does. He does put himself first. He'd rather take care of himself. I want him to take care of himself. I really do. I want to have him take good care of himself. To drink water, eat right, stay hydrated, exercise, shit like that. And I'm sure he wants the same for me, but he criticizes me for whatever reason that I do. If I decide to get on a diet, which I've been trying, but for the last 2 days I haven't been because I'm on my period and I'm always hungry and I'm moody, crabby, all that shit. But yeah. I'm done. I'm seriously done. And I'm really close to telling him that. Saying I'm done. Because I don't know how much longer I can carry on without getting myself hurt. I got myself into this. But little did I know he was going to join the military in the first place and that we would get married and shit. Well, boy, was I wrong. Got married at 19 and already having issues at a young age. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be putting divorce on the table right now. I'm going to see where it goes within the next year or so before I make it a complete decision. Because if we don't have our stuff fixed by 1.5 years of marriage, I'm ending it. Flat out, I'm ending it. Because I don't want to continue to keep getting myself depressed and hurt all the time because of him being stupid. Like I said, he's not a stupid person. He's not. I know he's smart. My cat is stepping all over my blanket, so it's moving my phone. But, yeah, he's not stupid. I know there's that sweet, caring, lovable Austin down there inside somewhere. I just gotta find it. But I'm gonna see where this goes. But if I don't see it working out, I'm just gonna end it because there would be no point continuing it if I'm completely out of love. That's honestly the sad truth. I know I said maybe a little bit ago that I was gonna give a deadline about 1.5 years of marriage, and if it doesn't work out, I'm ending it. It's not that. I know I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm just gonna see how long I can take it for. And if I can't take it anymore, I am gonna end it. I know I reworded that, but some of the things I have said, I do mean. Some of them I probably have not. Especially with the 1.5 years deadline kind of thing. I did not mean that. But, I'm almost at the half-hour mark. So, I'm probably going to end that right there. I just need to get myself together first. I'm not going to worry about him right now. I'm not going to worry about our marriage right now. I'm going to worry about getting myself better before I do something else. And that's a promise. So, I'm going to conclude my video for the night. And I will talk to you guys. Oscar, I'll talk to you guys whenever I get a chance. Could be whenever. I'll let you know. Other than that, I'll just probably post. I'll see you guys later.